Okay, so here is how to create a campaign using an audience that you've saved. So a custom audience, which means that it's an audience based on dynamic criteria rather than a saved audience, which is based on demographics, age, location, etc. So this means that it can be anything from people who visit your website, engage with your post, this kind of thing. So we've got a few here which are populating at the moment, which are all based on traffic. So we've got website traffic, website visitors within 30 days and 5 days, and we've just added an ad payment info in 10 days. So there's people who've actually put their credit or debit card details in with the intention of making a purchase, but for whatever reason have dropped off. So as you can see down the right there in the availability, the 30-day audience is the only one that's ready to use with 200 people. So we need to get a bit more traffic before we can start accessing the website traffic in 5 days. We need to get some people who've actually completed this criteria for that list to populate. So that's fine. So for the time being, we can start working with the 30-day website visits. So we'll go and head over to Ads Manager and we'll create a new campaign. So at this stage, we know we're targeting people who've already been through the first few stages and actually reached the website. So they've already checked out the website and they're aware of the brand. So we don't need to worry about awareness or consideration. What we're trying to do is get them back to the website to convert. So we're going to use the conversions objective. And we'll call this a retargeting campaign. I usually use the financial quarter as well. And we're going to set the conversion event to purchase on the website. So if we were in a consideration stage, we might set this to add to cart so that we could get people to qualify themselves as being interested in the product, and we could retarget those people later on if they didn't continue to check out. But for the time being, we've got as far as getting into the website, so they're pretty far through the funnel. We're going to optimize for purchases. So then we'll select our custom audiences, and we know that the only one that's currently ready is the website visits 30 days. We can see how many people are currently in this pool. So we can select this, and this is quite a low reach at the moment, so it's fewer than 1,000 people, which isn't ideal, but it's okay because we know that they are highly targeted people, and as we push more traffic to the site with top level ads later on, then this audience will start to grow, and this foundation work is already done. So we're going to drop this down slightly to George's demographic range. We'll keep it open to men and women at the moment because this is people again who've already qualified themselves, so we're not having to include new target information. And then we're going to uncheck expand interests when it may increase conversions at a lower cost per conversion, because we know with this conversion campaign that these are people who've been to our site. So we don't want to create a campaign aimed at people that have already been to our site and then expand interest so that Facebook finds more people, because they won't have already been there. So that audience, if we do this, isn't going to be relevant to what we're actually doing at the moment. So we've got website visitors 30 days in the United Kingdom, drop down slightly to closer to George's age range so that we're trimming the edges off a little bit. We're going to leave Facebook to automatically select placements, and we'll set our daily budget because we've got so few people at the moment to £5 per day. We'll leave it run continuously because this is going to be a retargeting campaign, a sort of evergreen campaign, and we will continue. So if you're using multiple Facebook pages, or if you manage multiple Facebook pages, just check that this is selected correctly at the top, and then we will use the Instagram account for Active Monthly. And for the time being, we're going to go with a single image campaign. So it's worth bearing in mind when choosing content at this stage that people will be aware of your product, so you don't need to be quite as top level explanatory, but you do need to create compelling images and copy for your product. So let's just take a look through what we've got here. We've created a bank of images, and this is George's box with the products all on show. So these are quite engaging images, really nicely lit, that show off the products and what exactly the offering is. So we're going to upload 4 of these images at the same time. And Facebook's going to create 4 individual ads within this ad set using each of the images so that we can test which one is working best. So in the website URL, it's a really good idea if you've got the facilities to do so, to have different landing pages set up for different touch points in the sales process. With George, his page is all one sort of scrollable page, which is really nice and shows off exactly what the offering is. It has multiple CTAs to get people to sign up, so we're just going to direct people to this page. So again, at this stage, we know that people are already aware of the brand. We know that they have been to the website, so they're relatively in tune with what the offering is. So we just need some copy and imagery that's going to entice them back. So let's just think about some text which might prompt them to sort of tip them over the edge to make that purchase. And then we're going to use the shop now call to action. We also have at this stage, for people who visited the website, and George and I have discussed this, a coupon code to help drop people over the edge. Now, as you've probably heard me say in the past, coupons and discounts are to be used with consideration, especially when it comes to subscriptions, because you do run the risk of finding low quality customers by discounting too heavily and too often. You also run the risk of devaluing the discount itself if it's used too often. But in this respect, we're just going to use a 10% discount, which will hopefully just drop people over the edge. And we're going to add that discount into the headline as well, just to make it apparent. And then as easy as that, we've got our first retargeting campaign complete.